Welcome to the Dancing Deplorable Show. I'm Milo, and I am doing Avatar podcast type today, just because I look like crap. No, I'm just kidding. I just thought it would just be easier to do it this way. Excuse me. Because what we're going to do today, folks, is we're going to look at Google Earth Pro. So when you see in any of my posts GEP capitalized, that means Google Earth Pro. And that's what I'll be talking about and using. But I encourage anybody and everybody to get yourself familiar with it. And especially if you have children, get your children interested in it. It's a wealth of information. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on, but hello, whoever's joined. I'm not showing up on DLive, so something's up. Give me just 1 second. There it goes. It's my sound check.
Hello, whoever's
there
joined.
we go. Okay. And make sure we're covered on all the bases. Since I don't have any moderators, well, I do, but yeah, okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. I've got a couple of videos. Let me go ahead and pull those up. If you have the time and you want to see what I have found already, then you might want to check out a couple of other videos I have. Let me grab those really quick. I think this one, I'm going to stop it. This is copy. This particular video I did back in, when did I do that? Last year in December. The battle for Antarctica. Let me pop in a banner here so I can give you the link. Plus I can put it in the comments. Paste. Is it going to go in the comments? Yeah, there it goes. Okay. So here, where are we here? Okay. So that is the one, the battle for Antarctica. And then there's one more. Let me see here. Where are you? I know you're here. I did one on the ocean bottom, and I'll leave that one if you guys want to look in that far at my stuff, then you can do that. But this is other to kind
Dragon.
Yeah, no, never mind. That one's enough. That'll be enough if you wanted to go any further with that. Okay, so let's go ahead and, I don't know why I keep saying that. Stupid window. Okay. Make sure you can see it. Let's go big screen. There we go. Okay. So there's Antarctica. There's South America, which looks like a horse. See? Looks like a horse. Giant horse. See? And then over here, I don't know what the hell that is. Something though, because that's a big eye right there. But over here in China, over here in China, we have the great big dragon. Here's a horn. right eye, right cheek, nostril, fluted mouth, or not fluted. I don't even know what the word is, but here's the whiskers down here. You can see them flowing down here. See them here. So know that when you're looking at things through Google Earth, you could be looking at a potential monster, giant, titan, etc. Because it's just so interesting to see how God has put everything together. It really is. Anyways, I just love looking at it. And I think it's very interesting because a lot of the ancient maps, and I may drop us in there today and just give you guys a couple of tools that you can use in order to find um, things and be able to see them. Um, this particular, let me show you this. I had it on my other video, but I'll bring it up real quick because its position really changed. This particular blot in Libya, this black blot right here, is a topic of conversation with the Mud Fossil University people. We think it's a cell moving towards like the uterine wall to start a baby, whatever. But what I wanted to bring up about this particular spot is this is in the middle of the desert. Okay, folks? This is in the middle of the desert in Libya. Okay? This is a mountain right here. This huge thing right here. This huge thing is a mountain. Okay? And there's some lakes around it and stuff like that. Okay. So, are you ready for this? Let me make sure we don't have any comments in here. So if you put comments in, I don't see them right away, but I will keep checking back. So if you have any questions, please ask me. And I will be more than happy to try and answer them. Okay, so we see this, and it looks like a cell to me that's getting ready to, I forget the term, divide. Okay, so heading towards the uterine wall. There's a lot of factors that are also in this in particular, is blood. Blood is involved here. You can see the red, any of the red, okay? But what's interesting about this is that on this one, there's a lake that's blood red. And I forget what they call it. It's like I don't know, it's really strange. But there's a couple of them, see? There's another one. So there's definitely something on here. To me, it looks like an elephant embryo. Seriously, with the trunk. And what is that? Shiva? No, not Shiva. Who is the elephant? The elephant demigod. And it's like, that's what we think it is an embryo, basically. And I haven't told you what's so extremely supernatural about this. Desert, dry land, mountain, lakes around it, right? Got that. Okay. So, let's look at this. So, do you see the dark area? Of course you see. Do you also see this roundness right here that loops around here? Can you guys even see that? I don't even know if you can see my little doodad, my little hand. But that black area, inside the black area before the main topic cell, there's another outer ring. And notice the shape of that and the direction that it's, well, it's kind of hard to explain, because if you see these lines that go off to the right of this cell in the center, this guy here, to the right of that, see all those lines? Wish I had somebody to talk to. Anyways, those particular lines, that cell that you see in the center of the black, well, near the center of the black, more to the left, used to be over on, like, if you took the center of the black and you took the size of that cell, you moved it to the right of the center of the black. That's where I originally saw it. And I don't know if it's in my video, maybe my video. It was over there to the right. And you can see the evident direction that it's taken. But I just find it so very interesting because those look like roads. I don't think they are, but they must be. But then these little ridges here, to me, look like waves. So is this like a giant quicksand? I want to say quicksand. But if they're driving over it, that doesn't make sense. So that's something to really think about. If it used to be its size 3 times the size space, I mean 3 times space over, like you take that cell and you move it over 3 spaces its own size, that's where it started, to the far right. So I think that's a pretty incredible thing, because it's on dry land. So is it quick? There's a lot to see through Google Earth. I mean, to me, that looks like a face. There's a face right there. And I found things that, I mean, are seriously questionable for entities that are in chains. I mean, I found something that has chains on its wrists. Now, this dragon here over in Morocco is the popular one that Roger talks about, and it's 900 miles long. And it covers the whole top northern part of Morocco, 900 miles. And then there's a underneath here that's half its size. But then if you take that in comparison to the China dragon, nothing. The China dragon's like freaking humongous. Then we got the bear in Australia. Let's see, where's the bear? There's the bear. Nose, head, ear, leg. That's the bear. Then we've got the serpent. I don't know what the hell it is. Freaky shit. Yeah, that's what it is. This thing here in the middle looks like a serpent with the tongue sticking out, definitely. Forked tongue coming out there. Then we've got, there's the China dragon again. So there's lots of things to see, lots of things to look at. And once you go in even closer, then it starts really interesting. Like here, I'll give you an example. Here's the thing I was talking about yesterday about the alien or Egyptian sculpture. But now, mind you, I write this in here just as BS stuff, just so I can go to it real quick. So let's look at that one. I think it's the flying saucer thing. I think that's why I put it the way that I put it. And sometimes when I get things, they blur it out and then I can never see it again. Which really ticks me off. Oh, a flower. I don't know if you can see this or not, but that's an evident building right there. Castle, probably. Quite large. There's a parapet on top. That's got to be a castle. But I don't know what's showing me there for. Okay, let's go look. Okay, yesterday I mentioned seeing body parts because of drawing so much. Let me show you what I mean. Once you see it, you'll totally get what I mean. And this is an example. Okay, so we are 26,000 feet in the air. And this is at 72 degrees, 54 feet, 41.69 inches south by 74 degrees, 58 feet, 38.02 inches east. Now, if you see here in the center, you can see that's the right shoulder blade with the back. It goes down to the hip. Okay. And you can kind of see that's really lizard. Because if you look here, you can see the tail. And then here's a leg. And here is a leg. Remember when I said yesterday that they're getting ready to go into the summer. So a lot of this stuff is going to melt back a bit. So we might be able to see it. Come back and look at this one. But what the most interests me about this particular find is the head. If you notice the skull shape and the neck, shoulder, you see the shoulder blade. Okay, I know you guys see that. But up here you see the skull, and it's like the head is looking up. Okay? So as we go up here, this is not a human skull. It is definitely back here humanistic for the roundness and the shape and the obvious looking like a skull. But this, with the way that the shape is and the way that this front end is, this is either dragon face or snake head. Dragon head or snake head. And I'm leaning towards snake because this looks like, well, yeah, that still looks like, it's going to go into fangs. So I don't know. I mean, it's very curious, but it's like the other. It's definitely not human. But this one in particular, I do not think it has wings, but other ones that I have found do. There is something else going on here. There is something else going on because if this arm goes into that, more than likely it's connected to something else. This is what I'm thinking. Oh, here's another body creature that's just completely obvious. Now, some of these things you can find at maps. This is really becoming very clear. It's really starting to melt right now. Like I said, as much drawing as I've done, I can tell things are a certain way. Like, more than likely, this is a winged creature. Because to see how it's this is connected and falls down into this, and you can kind of see a lot of these, you can see the skin. Obviously, you can see the skin right there. Can't see the head yet. Maybe the head. Get some weird stuff out there, folks. Seriously. Anybody say anything? No. Nothing. We're still alive. Yes, we're still alive. Okay. So yeah, so that's another one. Let's look at. I wonder if this is. It's gonna take. Oh. Okay, so this is a great example. Remember I said this going on? That actually looks like wing. It looks like wing pieces. See how it's stretchy and flexible looking? Because, and this, that's a building. There's windows. This is what I mean hiding everything from us. Seriously. They are hiding everything from us in Antarctica. There's so much shit going on over there, you guys. Seriously. So if we looked at that and that was the jaw. Okay, so let's take a second look. If that's the jaw upside down, or it could be, I'll have to time there. That's an interesting one, but it's definitely winged. That one in particular. Okay, let's see. Dragon head sculptures. Let's see where this one takes us. Notice we're here in Antarctica. I actually found a path, and I wish I was a whale. Holy crap! I just noticed that. Look at that. That is a whale right there. What the heck? Or kind of fish? Or some kind of creature fish thing. That's really weird. You'll find stuff like that all over. A lot of compilations of bodies piled on top of each other, especially in the lower parts of the world like Australia. That is the bloodiest place to look for stuff because it's just full of, and and then it has a bathtub ring layer on the top that's freaking disgusting. I could show you some stuff on there that's just really gross. What I was talking about yesterday, as far as how they build, how they built over in Antarctica, and why they're hiding everything from us. But they built everything in the shadows because the giants are short-sighted, so they can see everything that's up close, like in their hand, but they can't see anything far. Whatever way that if they looked far away and they couldn't see something, that's one of the disadvantages giants have, because I notice these buildings that they built in Antarctica, they're all in the shade. They're all in the shadows. And I'm like, oh, there's got to be a reason for that. That's very odd. It's very odd looking. And anything that's like white, that's bone. Now notice how the light kind of flits across some of this stuff, how it does that. But it gives us an opportunity to look at things that they don't normally let us look at. 90%, I would say probably 75%. Nah, we can probably see 75% of the stuff that's on above ground. And if you go underwater and try and look at things underwater, they are 95% blurred. So you can only see very, very little. Let me see. Can you still hear me? And if you go underwater. Yes, okay. Good. You can still hear me. Okay. Oh, let's look at one more thing and then we'll get out of here. What the hell is that? Oh, we're still in Antarctica. That's great. Yeah, I'd try to get rid of all the junk. So I had a lot of extra stuff. Now, these are the kinds of things that I find very, very interesting. That's why I put a pin point on them. I look and see how I'm supposed to look at the landscape first. Okay, so I get my bearings on how the snow's falling, how if water's moving, it would move, that kind of thing. Okay, so obvious shadow here from the sun. But if you come down here and if you get things and think about, well, if they're building anything on this, you would have to look at it on a level eye. Okay? So we've got it leveled out. Now, if you take a look at this little spot over here on the right side of this little outcrop, you'll see a protruding outcrop of rocks, and there's two tall things on top of it. Now, I'll show you that as we go in, it just gets more blurry. Would you agree? Okay, so if here, it's blurry. And if we go over here, let's move out of this zone into, let's see, this zone. Let's let it catch up. This may be even worse because it looks like this is a city right here. Just because I can tell they blur it more. There's obvious openings like this right here. That's a tube. Whatever it is, that's a tube. Okay, so that's even more blurred, so that's not a good one to look at. So let's just go that. Just over here. I mean, and even on the edges, you should be able to see how different. Yeah, this one we should be able to tell. Okay, so notice when. See how clear it is compared to the other one? I mean, it's still a little bit blurry, but it's still way different than the other. But it's like you can figure it out, and it's like when I look at things under the ocean, you can see the lights under the ocean. Something to think about. I encourage people to investigate that a little bit more. Let's see. We have I showed that one yesterday. A good place to look for maps is, let me go ahead and put that. Well, why don't we just go look real quick? Let's see what we've got here. We've got Library of Congress. Five here. Let's look at this one. I don't know if that's that's the one I showed on my video. Let's look that one up. That's not really okay. Is that the one? Let's see. Okay, so this is in the Library of Congress, and this is supposed to be in the center here. This is supposed to be Antarctica. Okay. Notice that it doesn't even look like what it looks like right now. But notice this circle right in the center and how they have it graphed out into pie pieces. Okay. That same graph principle is what they use for on Google Earth. It's what they use for their mapping for Earth, Mars, and the moon. And they're all identical, and they're copied from the Earth because those circles exist this way, like these particular graphing type of ways that they've done it are visible on both the North and South poles, also on Mars and on the moon. So those are other things that led me to believe that it's all a bunch of BS, plus knowing that NASA is in bed with Disney and that everything is working together with everything else and they're all working against us. Why aren't people believing that? I just don't understand because it's that obvious. Oh, you guys can't even see that map. Let me pull that up real quick. Sorry. I thought I had that on share screen. And I'll show you real quick. Sorry. Totally meant to have that up there. But look in the middle, see there? And that whole white thing is supposed to be like the bottom half, and then the top half, that's Antarctica. So it's just very interesting to see how they're doing things. I don't think I'm probably moving into something different. The binding and loosing is on hold just because it's been revealed to me that I was researching it for the wrong reasons and I needed to stop and make a detour. So I'm in the process of finishing the research but figuring out the detour. So I'll get back to you on that. So tomorrow, I think this is going to be a short night. Tomorrow, it might be just to open. I'm trying to put together a brainstorming event, just to get some brainiacs together and start talking about some stuff, hot topics, that kind of thing. And I'm looking for panelists for that, and working on the internet move of upstairs to downstairs. Be working on that maybe later tonight and tomorrow. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you need to email or want to email me for any reason, or you want a prayer for anything, you can send me an email at thedancingdeplorable@yahoo.com, all lowercase. And have a great night, folks. Survivor was pretty good. I wasn't surprised who they voted off. So we'll see how it goes next week. And have a great rest of the night and a wonderful morning. Blessings to everyone. And get plugged in somewhere to God. Not necessarily a brick and mortar, but if you can find a home fellowship church, that's a really good place to start, because that's where God is really moving, is in home fellowships. So I encourage to move away from the brick and mortar and move towards home kinships, home fellowships. And stay healthy. And in regards to if you need to go to the hospital, work on getting yourself a patient advocate before you have to go, so that you always have somebody that represents you, because you'll need it. That's my probably number one thing to tell people that I meet on the street. Even for myself, I'm going to learn how to be my own, and possibly for family members if I need to be, and my friends. So take care, everyone, and thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you all tomorrow night. Have a great one. Bye now.